Hey, and welcome back to the Friday Five. Some Fridays, I wish I didn't shoot these on Friday because Friday tends to be a pretty busy day in this industry. So had a business networking meeting this morning, closing out towards Reading, why I'm missing. And now it's mid-afternoon and I'm just finally sitting down in front of the iPhone, by the way. That's all I use to shoot these. To record this. And I've been gone for a couple weeks, little 2-week hiatus because a little less than 2 weeks ago, my mom got married in Myrtle Beach. So my wife and I spent the weekend down there. And then last weekend, my mom and her new husband came back up to Pennsylvania and we had a celebration reception at our house. So it's been a busy 2 weeks. I'm sure you guys desperately missed me and my videos, but I'm back. So hopefully you enjoy what you hear today. All right, let's jump in and start where we always start with mortgage rates. Again, these are national averages from Mortgage News Daily. VA 30-year fixed 5.97%, FHA 30-year fixed 5.95%, conventional 30-year fixed 6.19%, conventional 15-year fixed 5.76%, and then conventional 7-year ARM at 5.85%. So if you watch the 10-year Treasury, it's kind of hovered right around 4% for quite a few weeks now. The government shutdown has created a pretty narrow trading range with essentially no volatility in the past couple weeks. Today we did have a CPI inflation report that came in slightly lower than anticipated in most categories. And then the Fed meets next week where most are anticipating a 0.25% cut. So not a whole lot going on in rates, but that's kind of a good thing. We've kind of leveled out in a pretty nice range, right around 6% with the government products and just a little over 6% with the traditional 30-year fixed. Number two, a couple weeks ago, I had a customer who is purchasing a new home prior to selling his existing, just like everybody else that owns a house right now. And he told me that he was planning to take a $200,000 distribution from his 401k account. And I was like, whoa, hold on for a sec. Before you do that, let's talk to an accountant because I think you're going to have a really, really massive tax liability if you take $200,000 as a withdrawal out of your retirement account. It's going to become taxable income and you're already a decent wage earner and you're going to be in a really high tax bracket. So short story short, it was probably going to be like a $70,000 hit he took in federal taxes. So he said, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I suggested to him, why don't you take a loan against your 401k? Most 401k plan providers will allow you to take up to 50% of your 401k balance, but not exceed $50,000. That's kind of general. There's certainly outliers. But so he went to his 401k plan provider. They said, yeah, you can take $50,000. So he's going to put much less down on the new house. But then the plan is once he sells his current house, take the proceeds, apply it to the mortgage balance, do a recast. If you're not sure what a recast is, Google it. Somebody else or one of my past videos will tell you what it is. So be very careful about taking any type of distributions, especially big distributions out of a retirement account because it's going to become taxable income in most cases. Number three, if you are retirement age, did you know that you can use your retirement assets as a basis of qualifying? So there's two primary options here. The first option is you can take your asset balance after you use any funds out of it that are needed to buy the house, and you could simply divide it by 360 months or 240 months, 20, 30-year loan, and use that as qualifying income. So if you have $360,000 in your 401k account and you're taking a 30-year loan, then you take that 360 divided by 360 months, $1,000 a month in qualifying income. The second option is you can set up recurring monthly distributions from your retirement account. You have to have 3 years of continuance on that, but let's say that same $360,000 retirement account, you could take $5,000 a month out of that, set it up as a recurring distribution each month with your financial advisor, your plan provider, And then we can use that $5,000 a month as qualifying income. You just have to receive the first deposit into your account and show that it's set up as recurring and show that you have 3 years or 36 months of continuance. So it's very much a cure-all if you're trying to buy and you don't have enough income and you're in retirement age. I've used it lots of times to help a retiree qualify very easily if they have a decent amount of retirement assets to their name. Number 4, we're going to do a product of the week, which I haven't done in a while, bank statement loans. So if you're self-employed, you probably know it can be pretty tough to qualify for a mortgage using traditional income documents like tax returns or K-1s or W-2s, although you probably don't have W-2s if you may. Depends what type of business you own and how you have it set up. But anyway, if you're self-employed, it can be challenging to qualify for a mortgage. Well, that's where the bank statement loan comes in. Instead of looking at your tax returns, we use your personal or business bank statements to calculate your income. This helps show your true earning power, especially if you write off a lot of business expenses on the tax return. It can be perfect for business owners, freelancers who are contracted, or anyone that doesn't fit the traditional mortgage box. So if you've been told somewhere along the way that we can't qualify you because you're self-employed, reach out. Maybe we can use our bank statement program to help you out. And number 5, thought of the week from me. A couple weeks ago, before the Giants kicked the Eagles' butts, which I was not confident of at all when I shot the video, but before that happened, and they play again this week, so I'll probably eat these words on Sunday, Monday. But I talked about Saquon Barkley and how he went from a non-optimal situation to an optimal situation, and he flourished. Well, I'm going to talk about the inverse this week, and this is the grass isn't always greener syndrome. So you need to recognize if maybe you're already in optimal conditions and maybe you shouldn't make a move because the grass isn't greener. And I think the best illustration of this from the past couple of years, NFL terms, is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek on the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, great offensive line, Andy Reid calling plays, and they lit it up and they won Super Bowls. He says grass is greener, or I want to stuff my pockets, or a combination of the two. He goes to the Dolphins, and it has not been pretty. Lots of problems. His production has not been there. He's a great player either way, but in the right conditions with the right teammates, he was able to be elite and dominate. And then he chased that paycheck, downgraded his situation, and his results are a lack of non-optimal conditions. So this can be the same in life, business, sports teams that you play locally, although hopefully you just do that for fun. So don't fall into the grass is greener syndrome all the time. Make sure you're aware of what you currently have from a situational perspective and what the new situation will be. And don't chase the dollars either, because it's not worth that. Life's better than that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy this. I hope my microphone worked, because half the time it doesn't work and then I have to re-record, and it's really disappointing, especially if I did a good job going through it the first time. So if I can help you in any way, reach out. Have a great weekend.